Okay, this week turned out to be very heavy on embracing and trying new things, so let me catch you up on the last couple of days. I recently turned 30 and took my first skateboarding lesson as a form of embracing and welcoming this new number. I woke up, had a slice of cake, made a wish, blew out the candle, and that was it. Nothing really changed. I didn't suddenly feel like a different type of person. There's just so much pressure tied to this milestone that I personally felt and that I know a lot of my friends are experiencing. Like you're supposed to step into this new dimension of life the moment it arrives as this more organized and better adjusted individual, but honestly, you don't. All the worries, joys, hopes, dreams I carried the day before are still here, unchanged. And 30 just feels like a louder version of an annual reminder that we are the ones who decide what matters. And maybe that is the real power of turning 30. Not in what changes or doesn't change, but in this reminder that it's up to ourselves to decide that. To mark the occasion, I went for what felt like taking on a boss battle level of a challenge, a skateboarding class. At first, it felt a bit silly learning all the basics, almost like I was learning to walk again, but the reward of having something finally click in after a few tries is unbeatable.
Hold it up a little bit, lower and up, lower, again. Okay, now like this, up and put it back to the tail. Alright, pensionis, up. Right.
As I get older, I notice the concept of embarrassment starting to shift. It's like this quiet understanding is sinking in that you've got to live your life without boxing yourself into frames or limitations. There is freedom in realizing that no one's really keeping score and you're the only one holding yourself back. We are halfway through the first lesson, definitely feeling the heat. One of the things that I was surprised to discover for myself is that it turned out to be a lot less intimidating than I thought it would. I think the bulk of the fear was in the expectations of what the experience is going to be like, but once you're in it and doing it, it turns out that there's no fear at all.
Down.
Don't remember last time I fell.
You don't remember?
And what made it even better was the general vibe at the skate park. There's something so motivating about being surrounded by that kind of positivity and support. It makes you want to keep going. To be honest, I have such a strong imposter syndrome when trying to learn something new. Maybe it's perfectionism or the pressure I put on myself to get things right on the first try, I don't know. But that's pretty much impossible when it comes to skateboarding. And that's why I chose it, to break out of the shelf and allow myself to just be and welcome failing and falling. Thank you. What's your favorite part about skateboarding?
Favorite part? When I fall down.
That's my least favorite from today.
Yeah. If you not fall down, you're not gonna learn it.
Ah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. We also moved again. As we are trying to figure out which area is best for a longer term stay here in Bali, there is a very high chance that for the next few weeks I'll be in different spot every video report as we figure this out. Currently we're staying in Canggu, and my favorite part about this specific area that we're in right now and this street so far are sidewalks on both sides and in both directions. A lot more opportunities and options of where to walk to. We were living before, there was only one sidewalk going in one direction, so that pretty much determined all of the walking routes. And this is what it looks like without the sidewalks. so I've been trying to walk as much as possible for the last couple of days. In Bali, there is a wide variety of accommodation options to suit every lifestyle and preference, from private villas and houses to townhouses like our previous stay, to apartments. Then there are also guest houses, which are more communal and where we are staying right now. There are also homestays where you get to experience life in a traditional Balinese home. This week I was invited to visit a Balinese home out in the Kintamani countryside. Balinese homes are quite unique. I haven't seen anything like that in a structure like that before. They are designed as walled compounds where entire extended family lives together. And the compound consists of several small pavilions or buildings, each with a specific purpose. So this all would be one home, one compound. There's the family temple, sleeping quarters, living area, a kitchen or multiple kitchens, also a raised platform in the center for human ceremonies. Each pavilion also has a designated spot within the compound. They are arranged according to Asta Kasala Kasali principles to ensure harmony between the physical and spiritual realms. Next up, while I was up north, was the rice field tour, and it really sparked now even a deeper desire to learn more about food and where it comes from. Maybe it's ignorance on my part, but while I knew how rice was grown, I never truly thought about what it looks like in its raw form or the full and complete process behind it. And seeing a small handful of rice come from a water-filled paddy was eye-opening. Our guide explained that a typical small rice paddy often isn't enough to even feed a family for a year, which gave me this whole new appreciation for how much work goes into cultivating such an essential staple. Rice is eaten with every meal here, and learning about its journey from field to table has made me curious to dive even deeper into this topic. I also loved seeing how each rice paddy owner builds their own small temple within the field, and these temples, they really stand as a reminder that the land is sacred and cared for with gratitude and respect. And later that day, I also had an incredible opportunity to visit a water temple and take part in a traditional water cleansing ceremony. I was dressed in a traditional sarong and was allowed to enter the temple, which is an honor in itself. Was guided through the customs, shown how to pray, and introduced to the significance of the ritual. In Bali, religion is a beautiful blend of Hinduism and local traditions that are deeply embedded in everyday life. Temples serve as spaces for connection, reflection, and purification. And the water cleansing ceremony itself involved standing under a sacred fountain, letting the cool water flow over me as part of a blessing for the mind, body, and spirit. It represents a moment of release, renewal, and cleansing of the aura. And I'm really grateful that I had a chance to be welcomed and introduced to this ritual. But overall, the week so far has brought a lot of surprises. And I'm really excited for the next couple of weeks as we start exploring Bali a bit more, and I'll try to bring my camera and capture those moments. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!